It's John, and welcome to another edition of Cozy, Charming, Crazy Real Estate, where we talk about everything real estate. Today, we're going to talk about preparing your home for an open house or a series of showings by your agent. Now, we're not going to talk about the things that you're going to do before you put your home on the market, things like painting, major repairs, landscaping, all that kind of stuff. We're going to focus just on a simple list of tasks that you can do either the day before or the day of your open house or showings that will make your property look the best it can be for potential buyers to see. And when we're done, we're going to go over 3 bonus tips that will help you show your home better. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to begin our list by looking at exterior items that can be worked on either the day before or preferably within a few hours before showings. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to give some of the greenery a haircut. We'll start by clipping any hedges that tend to grow. We want to see nice straight lines, freshly clipped, again, just like a haircut. Anything that grows very quickly, go ahead and just hit it with the trimmers. Mow the lawn, also edge the lawn. And when you mow the lawn, there's a lot of opinion. There are a lot of opinions out there regarding how best to mow a lawn. I say you want to do it a couple hours before. You want to see the tire tracks and the effect of the blade on the grass, just like you want to see grill marks on a steak. They show that the grass has been recently trimmed, what it looks like when it's at its best, which is right after it's mown. And there's opinions that say, well, to make the lawn look wider, mow it left to right. If you want the lot to look deeper, the front yard to look deeper, mow from the street back toward the house in a more vertical line. However, you're going to probably find that the best way to showcase that good, healthy lawn, if you have one, is to cut it a diagonal. And if you look at Major League Baseball fields, you'll see that a lot of them are actually cut diagonal one way and then cut again the other way, creating a kind of crosshatch that adds some more depth to the visual impact of the lawn, and is also a good idea if you have the time and you have the ability to mow in that fashion. You also want to pressure wash and sweep sidewalks, the driveway, any hardscape that you have. If you have a pressure washer, great. If not, at least take a hose to it, make sure it's clean. You do notice that in a lot of movies, any streets, driveways, a lot of things, right before the director yells action, someone's out there with a hose because a wet surface shows better on film. Now, you may want to do that if you're in an area where the being a little bit wet might look pretty good, but there's 2 things to remember. One, you don't want to create a slippery surface where someone's going to trip and fall or slip and fall. And it's probably going to dry. The drive, especially a driveway or walkway, is probably going to dry pretty quickly if you're holding your open house on a summer afternoon. So the best thing to do is just hose it down, sweep it down, make sure that there's nothing on the on any hardscape. You also want to look at the mats that you have by any door. You walk up a nice clean path, the lawn looks great, everything is edged, everything looks really good. Then you come to the front door, and if it's a real mat that's really worn and doesn't look good, that's not very welcoming. So if you have an older mat, maybe you want to put a new one out. If it is a new one, you might want to scrub it down the day of the open house. Just give it a quick brush and some water. If it has color in it, make those colors pop just by making it clean. Another thing you want to do is clean the windows. You can clean the windows inside all day long, but if the outside of your windows pick up a lot of dust, bird droppings, whatever it might be, get out there with a rag and a squeegee, give them a quick once over and make them shine. If you have hoses and garden tools out, you want to clean those up. If you do have hoses that you're going to leave out, you want them either in an enclosed hose holder. I have ones at home that basically look like pots. They have a nice little lid on them, and you roll them up inside, and the tail end comes out through a hole in the bottom and is hooked up to the water spigot. If you have something like that, great. If you have the type that rolls up the hose around it, it hangs off the side of the house, nice little wheel, that's great too. But we don't want to be leaving hoses on the ground. We don't want to be leaving garden tools out and about. Go ahead and put all those away. Also, if you have any built-ins outside, such as a barbecue, you want to clean that. Anything that's built in is most likely going to stay when you move out and the new owner moves in. So you would expect that these prospective buyers are going to open the lid on your grill. And again, if they're going to be buying it, they want to know it's in good condition. So go ahead and give it a good scrub down before your open house or showings. If you have other outdoor appliances, which a lot of people do today, every now and then you see an outdoor dishwasher. Most often, though, in addition to a grill, you might see an outdoor refrigerator. If you have that, get anything that looks cluttered out of the refrigerator, wipe it down inside and out, and make it look good. Last thing, if you have any vehicles, including trailers, on the property, take them off the property. You want the garage empty and you want the driveway empty. Two reasons. One, when they're empty, they look larger. And number two, you want to feature what great condition your driveway and what great condition your garage is in. So the best thing to do is take all the vehicles, if you have to park them on the street around the corner, whatever you need to do, get all your trailers, all your vehicles out. And that would include too, if you have a large motorhome that parks on the side of the house, go ahead and move that down the street also. Anything that you can remove makes what's left look bigger and better. So let's go inside and let's look at the interior. Well, just like the first thing we did outside was clean, we want to clean everything inside. Windows, mirrors, all of your countertops, your floors should be spotless. And of course, your walls, if you have strike plates where people, especially kids maybe, have a marker on their fingers, or they're coming in from outside and they hit the light as they come in, leave little finger marks all over the strike plates. Just look everywhere. You want the whole house to be clean. And the next thing you want to do is, if you have prepared your home correctly for listing photographs, you will have done everything you can to, as is frequently said in the real estate business, to make your home look like a hotel room. If you've ever gone into very many hotel rooms, you'll see that the one thing that they do is you're not going to see photographs of people, or you're not going to see religious articles. You see, if anything, you'll see framed photographs, framed paintings, usually depicting local spots around the hotel. However, it's going to be very depersonalized and neutral. You want to be doing the same when you take your listing photographs, but also during showings. Now, we know that most people, as they live in a home, maybe they grow a family, they're putting up pictures of their kids and their kids' accomplishments, framed and up on the wall all over the place. When you make the decision to sell your property, you want the buyers to imagine themselves living there. And studies have shown that when buyers come in and they see a lot of these personalizations, like I said, family or religious stuff, and they get a feeling that they're actually kind of interlopers in your home. And we don't want that. We want them to imagine them living there. So we're going to neutralize our home by taking a lot of the personal stuff out. Now, if you took everything out for the pictures, my recommendation is to box up all those things, make sure they're well stored, safely stored, and you can put those up again when you're in your new home. But while you're marketing and showing your current home, it's better to go ahead and leave that stuff in a box somewhere. You also want to clean all the countertops in every room and clear them. If you have appliances in the kitchen, they do not belong on the countertop. Uh, the more items you have on a countertop, the smaller it makes the counter look. So if you have that big mixer, even a toaster, anything like that, get yourself a big cardboard box, put all that stuff in it, throw it in the back seat of your car for when you drive away during the open house. And when you come back, take that box back in the kitchen and you can put everything back in. But during the open house and the showings, you want everything off the countertops that you can. Now, you do see a lot of staged homes, and you may even be staging your home in such a way that you have flowers everywhere. I think a lot of that staging is overdone. I know that they put plastic flowers and vases on a kitchen island to add color. In reality, that's the wrong effect. What you're really looking to do is make that counter look big and to let the surface, hopefully it's a good one, shine. So take away everything you have on your counters if at all possible. In the same vein, get everything off the floor except rugs and legs of furniture. Lamps are okay too. If you have a standing lamp, a floor lamp, that's fine. But if you have, let's say, a fireplace, a lot of people keep a basket or some kind of a bucket or pail filled with firewood next to the fireplace. Even if you have a fireplace that you use, take that basket or bucket and put it somewhere else. Get it out of the living room or family room, wherever it is. Get everything off the floor you can. The fewer items on the floor, the bigger the room is going to look. So get everything off the floor as much as possible. That includes, another one you see a lot is a magazine basket. You might have a big comfy chair where you like to sit and read magazines, read books. You have a nice basket on the floor next to it where you put all your magazines until you get a chance to read them. Get that basket out there too. Everything off the floor. Next thing is you do want to go around to the bathrooms and straighten up all the towels. If you have matching towels that you can put out, do that. Decorate using those towels and soft items, and make sure that all the toilet seats are down while you're in the bathrooms. In the living room, in the bedrooms, if you do have pillows on the sofa, on the bed, anywhere else, you might want to position them to make the room look more attractive. Fluff them up, position them nicely. You want to go around and empty all the trash cans. One is because it makes the property look better. Nobody wants to look at trash. An empty trash can is one thing, a full trash can is not as attractive. And sometimes we leave things in our trash cans, maybe not in the rest of the house, but certainly in the kitchen. It may not smell so good. So take out the trash before you leave, before the open house. You might want to talk to your agent about adding fragrance. Now, some agents, when they're going to do an open house, the first thing they do is they start baking cookies before the first people arrive, and they might even just bake 6 at a time so that they always have them baking for, let's say, the first hour to fill the home with that smell. They might bake some bread. So other agents like to put a whole bunch of apple cider in a saucepan, throw in a couple sticks of cinnamon, and that helps to freshen the air. Some just like to put Glade plugins in the wall and add a nice fragrance to the home in that way. Talk to your agent and see what might be appropriate for your home, if anything at all. A couple other things that you can do that would help is label premium items that convey. Now, refrigerator is a good example. If you're going to leave the refrigerator included in the sale, and it's a really nice one, it's a premium brand, it's a premium size, it has special features. The standard refrigerators today are 22 to 26 square feet space inside. If you have something a little larger, or it has certain features that are considered special. You might want to put just a nice, something a little bit bigger than a 3x5 card, but something that you've printed on there that says, hey, this wonderful freezer with, or refrigerator with a, ultra wide, ultra deep freezer at so many square feet, cubic feet of wonderful refrigerator space. You might want to put a nicely printed note. And by printed, I don't mean by hand. I mean run a piece of paper through a printer, cut it to the right size, and tape it on that item. If you have a very nice washer and dryer, you might want to do that. If you have a nice gas stove, you might want to put a little note on there. And what these do, those little notes, they reinforce the fact that this is a special item that does come with the house, and it makes more of an impact that potential buyers will remember later when they are deliberating over whether or not they're going to write an offer. You might also want to label featured spaces. If you have a steam room, a sauna, a workout room, anything that's very special, you might want to put a little note, tape it to the wall by the doorway just outside that room and say, hey, look inside. This is a great spa. This is a great steam room. This is a great sauna, whatever that space might be. Again, that makes a mental reinforcement to the potential buyer of the great features of the property. You might also want to label some of the better viewpoints. And here's an example. Let's say you have a very nice garden out back and there's a nice table and chairs. You may or may not be leaving the table and chairs, but it's a nice spot. There's nothing wrong with putting a little note that says something to the effect of, wouldn't you love to have your coffee here every morning looking at this beautiful garden view? Now, if you have an ocean view, you have a lake view, canyon view, something that's a nice view, putting a little note at that spot, wouldn't you like to start your day here with a cup of coffee? Something that, again, makes a mental impact that the buyer will remember later. And then finally, you will want to set the temperature of the home, if you have, whether it's heat or air conditioning, to be optimally set for the day that the open house or showing is taking place. Nothing worse than coming from a 100-degree outside temperature into a 90-degree inside temperature when that air conditioner works just fine. So talk to your agent, see if you can come to a consensus on how to best control that temperature inside. If you are going to run the air conditioning, you want to keep it cool, you might want to put a sign on the door out front that says, this door is shut because we're keeping it beautifully comfort controlled. And but the door's unlocked, come on in, we're having an open house and you are welcome here. And that way you can keep from air conditioning the entire neighborhood. So now, 3 bonus tips to help you improve your showings. The first one is ask your agent to show up a little bit early before an open house, before a showing, to do a walkthrough with you, because you don't want the agent moving your things if the agent finds, well, this is something that could have been put away, this is something should have been in a closet, or maybe this is stuff on the closet floor that doesn't even belong. It should be put in a box and thrown in your trunk. You can bring it back at the end of the day. Anyway, just see if you can arrange to stay until right before the open house and have the agent come a little bit early so you can do a walkthrough and identify any additional things that need to be addressed before potential buyers show up. Another second tip is be available during showings and open houses. Now, a lot of sellers, they say, oh, wow, the agent's got it. I don't need to worry about it. I'll just get the feedback from them later. And I'm going to take the kids to the zoo and I'm going to turn off my phone and we're going to have a great afternoon and I'll worry about everything later. In reality, if the agent gets a question from a potential buyer that they don't have the answer to, it scores a lot more points if the agent can get a hold of you. I do not text under normal circumstances. I always call. And I would call, if I'm holding an open house and I get a question I don't know the answer to, I will call a seller and say, hey, what's the answer to this question? You don't know it, that's fine. We'll just let them know that we're going to get back to them. However, most of the time it's much better and it moves the potential buyer much faster towards making a decision on whether or not to make an offer if we can get that question answered the same day, preferably before they leave. So leave your phone on, answer your phone, be available during open houses and showings. And the final bonus tip is, just as your agent is asking you how they're doing, go ahead and ask your agent how you're doing. Get feedback. At the end of the day, or at the end of the open homes or the showings, did the agent run across things that you could have prepared better? So ask for a critique by your agent of your preparation, and that will help you, hopefully, if you do need any improvement, to improve next time, and so that you have a better showing next time. So those are our tips for preparing for an open house or showing. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you found these tips useful and you didn't take notes, go ahead and back it up, back the video up, and try to catch those points again, and make your own checklist at home, and of the ones that apply to you. And also, please, if you do like it, I'm going to ask you to please give us a like. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And if you would like to catch the next cozy, charming, crazy real estate, then please just go ahead and subscribe. You want to be notified, click on the little bell to be notified of our next video. I hope that you are well, and that as the world is opening up again, you're staying safe and enjoying life. And I will see you next time on Cozy, Charming, Crazy Real Estate. Take care.